uh, concepts that we are going to talk about, but we will also introduce a training platform that has been developed specifically for this, and we will also talk about other training sessions that will happen in the future that you can be a part of. So with that, we can start the discussion, and we can talk about some of the key areas. Let me invite Dr. Vipin Pavitran, Professor Vipin Pavitran. Vipin is one of the key members of the cybersecurity team at Amrita Vidyapeetham. He is also a professor who has mentored many students across cybersecurity disciplines, and he and his team have together taken this initiative to create the cyber awareness, cyber training platform for all of us. So with that, let me hand it over to Vipin.
Thank you, Sumit, for the introduction. Yesterday, those of you who were there, we had the inauguration for this course. We launched this new course for training the CSOs. So at the end of the session, I will just show you how you can register for this course and be aware of various threats that are happening. And also, yesterday, General Pant, he had mentioned that there are the cost due to the cyber attacks is more than $6 trillion. I'm sure that many of you, even in the audience, might have had some kind of cyber attack or phishing attempts. So the course is basically aimed at the NGOs, various NGOs, so that you can protect yourself and stay safe online. And as Dr. Sumit said, we have also got various other trainings that will be held offline. So one of the things that the first thing that you do when you want to access a system is to authenticate yourself. You want to ensure that you are So you want to ensure that you are authenticated, and the common method right now is to use passwords. And one of the common questions that I get asked is, what is a good way to choose strong passwords? So currently, what happens is that an attack happens not just by some other person, but there are machines. There are programs that are used for attacking you. So if you are connected to the internet, the moment that you are connected to the internet, there are programs that are scanning, automatically checking each IP address to find out if there are some vulnerabilities or weaknesses. So once they find this particular vulnerability, they launch attacks automatically. So so that's something very important to know. The moment that you are connected to the internet, some program or the other is automatically scanning and finding out if there are some kind of weaknesses. So how does an attack happen? An attack happens because of this, what is called as a vulnerability or a weakness. So you might have seen that you get automatic updates. If you're using Windows operating system or any other operating system, you might find that you get messages saying that there is a critical security update. Do you want to patch it? So whenever there are these vulnerabilities that are found, Microsoft or other vendors, they release these patches, and it is important that you update your software immediately so as to prevent these kind of vulnerabilities. So as I said, the first step is somebody finds out a vulnerability in terms of in a physical environment like a building or a house. Maybe you have put a strong lock in the front of the house, but there may be some kind of a window which can be cut easily, and through that somebody could enter. So that kind of what that is called as a vulnerability or a weakness. So vulnerability need not lead to a particular attack or an exploit. What it is called is that so why do somebody attack? They want to take something from your computer, maybe your financial information, or defraud. So that can be successful if there is an exploit. So in order to prevent it, the first thing is that ensure that your software is up to date. You have to ensure that your whatever softwares that you're using, it has to be patched, and without that, it is possible that you can get attacked. Now coming back to the passwords, So the attack of these passwords happen automatically. There are programs that generate random passwords using uppercase, lowercase, special characters, and then these programs are the ones that are generating these passwords, and then they try to attack using these various passwords. So here it shows you that this particular data shows that if you have only one letter password, it can be brute forced instantly, and when you go to 12 passwords with not just lowercase or letters only, but if you use a combination of lowercase, uppercase, and if you use at least 12 passwords, it takes current programs, it takes at least 34,000 years to crack. So the first thing is that to protect yourself, ensure that you're using strong passwords. And a lot of times, because there are different digital services, we kind of forget our own passwords. So one easy way to remember passwords is, think of some favorite, song of yours. Maybe, Jack and Jill went up the hill. Suppose you use Jack and Jill went up the hill. You generate the password using this, and, you change the case. So maybe in uppercase, somewhere lowercase, and, insert a number. So that's an easy way to remember passwords and generate strong passwords. Instead of just using one particular phrase, sentence, you use something from a movie song or something that you remember to generate strong passwords. Phishing is, again, something very common. And why are these successful? Just because you click on a link, it doesn't necessarily mean that, something can go wrong. Again, it comes down to the fact that, is there a vulnerability? If there is an underlying vulnerability, then that can cause an issue. So what happens when you click on a link? If there is a vulnerability, then, a program may be downloaded, and it takes advantage of this particular vulnerability. So in most of the cases, what happens is we do not update our software, we do not update the browsers, we do not update the operating system, and hence, there is an underlying vulnerability that is there. So now attackers take advantage of this vulnerability by sending you links. When you click, it downloads some kind of malware, and then it can take personal data. Another very important thing to protect yourself is to use multi-factor or authentication, not just use passwords. Maybe many of you already have it. Instead of just using only password, use a second factor to protect yourself. There are softwares like keyloggers, which can be installed on your machine, and then it is tracking everything that you type. And when that happens, somebody can get hold of your password, and that can lead to compromising your system. I happened to, go to a hospital where there was a ransomware attack, and, it is just not, it was like a war-like situation. Nothing works. The emergency system is crippled. The doctors are not able to treat you because, the machines are down. And even if, all the previous history of the patient is also stored in the system. So once there is an attack by what is called as a ransomware, all the data is encrypted, and it can completely shut down the functioning of any organization. So these are common things that happens in a CISO now, and we have to protect ourselves against these ransomware attacks as well.
And Vipin, I just wanted to mention that it is not just talking about large organizations like hospitals. I think many of you are aware, even if you're a small CSO, and you maybe just have a website, or you have some small piece of technology or an application that you're using, it is not just that your data can be compromised, but the data of all the users that are accessing your website or coming to your website. The second part is somebody can spoof, and spoof means that they can be like you. It can appear that they are you on the internet, and anybody that trusts you is now going to be trusted. I mean, these people are going to assume your identity, and based on that, they may be giving a lot of information. I don't know, just recently, we talk, even in this conference, we've been using QR codes, right? Everybody has used QR codes, right? Did you just see a news article just outside some temples, and even in Punjab, outside the Golden Temple, many people had put QR codes for donation, and at the bottom they just write, instead of writing, they just write something similar like Golden Temple Donation Society or something like that. So nobody is actually going to pay attention, and people are just scanning and giving 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 100 rupees, whatever, through their phones. So this is an amazing, I should not say amazing, an innovative way how scammers are basically stealing money, because they are taking advantage of your trust. So think about the Golden Temple as an NGO, or your organization as an NGO, and you are trying to ask for donation. Somebody else is acting like you and putting up a QR code, putting up a website in your name and doing all these things. Or they may be even going a step further to what Professor Vipin was talking about. They may have already taken control of your website, and when somebody clicks on the donate now, it may actually redirect to their donation page. So those are all very dangerous things to take care of. So as he's talking about certain ways to safeguard. Please go ahead.
So one of the other things that most of us may be doing is using public Wi-Fi, and there are a lot of possible attacks that can happen using a public Wi-Fi. So how is the the passwords or data encrypted? There is a protocol called as SSL, and using this particular protocol, the data is encrypted. Now, when you are on a public Wi-Fi, what happens is somebody can weaken this encryption mechanism, and therefore they can steal your passwords. It is possible to steal your passwords. So when you are on a public Wi-Fi, ensure that you don't use any financial transactions, and you just use it for maybe browsing some information. Do not log into your bank or any other financial information when you are on a public Wi-Fi. There have been a lot of instances where people have lost money, and in most of the scams, what happens is that, especially with AI today, somebody can easily impersonate your voice. It is possible that somebody will use your exact same voice and call maybe your home or somebody, and then tell them that I'm in trouble right now, I met with an accident, I'm in this hospital, please transfer money immediately. So whenever you see any kind of messages like that or emails, you have to take a step back and think. I have also got such calls, and what I do is call back that number. I will just call back the number and say, hey, is everything okay? Did you meet with an accident? Is everything all right? Then more or less you figure out that it was a scam. So this is increasing more and more today, and so the only we have to use our common sense to safeguard ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. I think discrimination is very, very essential. I think these are common things that are happening every day. I will just give you an example. Just 3 weeks ago in our organization, somebody got a WhatsApp from the CEO of the organization saying, we need to buy some Amazon gift cards for our clients. Can you buy it immediately? It came with that person's name on WhatsApp, and it said, sorry, I'm in a board meeting right now, can you buy immediately? And unfortunately, that employee, thinking that it was a genuine message, immediately bought Amazon gift cards for 15,000 rupees, immediately sent across the information, and the cards were gone in 1 minute. Even though we contacted Amazon, they were helpless to do anything about it within 30 minutes. So you can imagine, this is very, very serious. You will lose your money like this. So this is to Professor Vipin's point. And this is just old technology. Now he's talking about replicating your voice, which makes it sound even more genuine.
Yeah. So another common scam that many people have been, caught unaware is this job scam, and you get a message saying you can make so much money in this much time. You work for 4 hours a day, and you're able to make so much money, and you give your bank account. And you give your bank account, and then they may even deposit some money initially, but many people have been scammed. There is a government organization called the Indian Cybercrime Coordination Center that has been set up in India, and they help in case you become a victim. If you're based in India and you become a victim, you can visit their website. Their number is 1930, and they'll help you in case you lost your money, or if you have been a victim of some cyber crime, there is help. Now I'll go to the particular course.
Yeah, I think in terms of time, maybe you can go to the course and show them how to.
So this particular course that we have developed is free for anybody to use, and there are 3 modules over there, and we may be adding more modules to it. The first module is day-to-day cyber risks, common mistakes, and how to avoid them. Some of which I have mentioned now. There are a lot of these day-to-day risks that happens, and this course tells you about what are all these various risks and how you can protect yourself and be safe online. That's the first course. The second one is running your organization and how do you protect your organization against most common cyber threats. And the last one is about child safety in cybersecurity. So now I'll show you how you can register for this course and how you can join this course. This is the link, amrita.link/tactics register. And using this link, it's a Google form. And using this link, you can fill up the form and register yourself. And you will be provided with a username and a password once you register. And then, you can go ahead and take the course, and you get certification also free of cost once you.
So it is a self-paced learning course. Anytime you can log in, you can review the material, you can answer the questions. And I have, it's very interesting because it tells you about, you may think that you know everything about the scams that are happening, but it is always good to reinforce that, and you will see some very innovative ways in which these scammers are doing things. So it's good to really take that course. As Professor Vipin said, it is completely free. All you have to do is register and submit your details, and please go ahead and take the course.
So you'll find this login page. Once you register for the course, you will be sent the link. You log into this, and you will see the 3 courses that what I mentioned right now, and then you can take it. There are videos, there is quiz, there is some test, etc. And once you complete this, you will be getting a certificate as well, and you will also have the knowledge how to practically protect yourself and your organization from the most common cyber crimes that are happening today.
Okay, and this information will be updated on the C20 TST website as well, on how you can register. And we can also maybe do an email campaign to everybody that attended the event. And so please feel free to share this with all your friends and family and other organizations that might find it very useful. Since we have a couple of minutes, are there any questions from the audience that we can take? We can go through the form. There will be many more formal training sessions also that will be planned across the year, and we'll put that information as well. We have one comment or question from there. Do we have a mic? Or you can take this mic. You can just take this mic.
Hello, sir. Sir, I'm Pawan from Cybersecurity Department, undergraduate in BTech, means doing my undergraduation.
Yeah.
So recently I've encountered this YouTube-like scam videos, means there would be 3 links sending by the scammer, and they are taking our personal data, and that is going to result in identity theft. And even yesterday I have even got one of the job scam which you have told before. And even recently many of the people are getting international calls, and these are the ongoing or the issues which are presently being done. And how can one or individual or any algorithm in app where like implementation of natural language processors be done to, means until or unless if you save the contact of a person, then only one or they can send the links or any like that secure environment, how can be established?
So, have you heard of these zero click attacks are there. So even without you clicking, if somebody sends you a particular message, they don't need to be in your contact to send you a message. And once you get this particular message, if there is this vulnerability, if the underlying vulnerability is there, the particular malware can take advantage of it, and it can compromise your system. So, being in this security field for some time, I don't think you can make anything 100% secure. There is always, some kind of weakness or the other that happens. So, the one of the ways that you can protect yourself is, use your common sense. A lot of times when you see suddenly you have won this, lottery or jackpot, or suddenly, you want, this lot of money or something like that. That is how people are scamming, and this is going to get even more innovative. With AI, we have to see how much more innovative they're going to get. So now it has become common that somebody can impersonate your voice and then, send and call someone. And the call appears as if it is coming from your own number. And they may call your home and say that, I am in a hospital, or, I am in urgent need of money. And even those who are aware are getting scammed. So we just have to be, more and more careful about it, and ensure that, always, have this doubt, could it be potentially a scam or not? Software-wise, there are a lot of, developments also going on, but, somehow the scammers are always seeming to be, one step ahead. So we just have to be, using our common sense as well, and follow various precautions. For example, updating your software, having strong passwords, etc.
Okay, sir.
Any other questions? Okay, if that's it, then I think we will wrap up this session. Sorry, did you have a question here? Yes, please, go ahead. We can have one question in the front.
Well, thank you again. This is Lindy. I just shared with you about our website. And to be honest, we also are going through a lot of risks, especially as we are getting donations online. So if there are any of you who can volunteer to help us get a stronger website, if there are any of you who can help us get a good app, we'll also appreciate. So it's not only about the monetary donations, but any other service that we can get, especially as we are talking about technology, we'll really appreciate. And I'm sure that, like you have shared about the training, I and most of those in my organization will also join that. Thank you again.
That'd be wonderful, yes. We'll definitely, ma'am, we can definitely help and work with you. We can talk offline and see. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. As we said, this can, we were hoping this would be a much, much longer session, but again, this is the start of something wonderful called Tactics. This is the name of the platform, Tactics to Protect Yourself. So please participate, please go to the website, please register, please spread the word, and please contribute. And with that, we will end the session. I would like to offer my sincere thanks and thanks from everybody to Professor Vipin and his wonderful team of cybersecurity experts who have done this day and night on their own time. Let us give them a big round of applause, please. Thank you so much. We will end the session, and I know we have the valedictory ceremony happening at Amriteshwari Hall in the next 15 minutes. So would request everybody move to that function. Thank you so much.